Yo, g'day everybody. You can't really see me right now, but I am currently editing this video as we speak, and I just wanted to give a warning of cringe for the intro that is about to come up. Just ignore what Joseph yaps on about. I was gonna cut it out, but hey, I'm not keeping it there. It was a bit of fun recording it, but I watched it back and I have no idea what blood is waffling about, so, just try to enjoy it. Alright guys, enjoy the episode.
We get soldiers of war, right? We'll make them watch this movie. And we'll just make them watch this movie on repeat. We will teach them the English language to perfection, if they don't know it already, and just make them watch this movie consistently.
Alright.
And then we win the war.
Okay.
Because everyone gives up but it's not torture, like we're not doing anything to them. We're just showing the movie over and over again.
Okay.
A movie in which that has been in a theatre. How could that possibly be part of the crime?
I don't know what you're saying, but hey, whatever comes out of your mouth is factual. So I guess, good job, buddy. Definitely got a point. And
yeah.
Whatever that war thing you had going on, that showing Madam Web, just the soldiers, that it would make us win the war. Yep, whatever is going on inside your mind.
Yeah,
that'll happen.
Whatever to make the movie any better.
Yo! I dropped my camera on the floor, and now my feet are on camera.
Nobody saved those.
I got shoes on.
He's underage. Okay. Good.
Yeah, I recorded.
Good. We're safe.
Blooper
reel?
Blooper reel. This is going at the start. I should go pick up the camera, right?
Probably. They're getting all the snaps. I haven't even gone proper yet. I'm still playing games.
Yo, look at that! Great job, everybody. Welcome to the movie pod. Now, we got to make this episode as fun as possible because we got a depressing topic to actually talk about today. Madam Web, we saw it last night. And, coming out of the movie, I'll just say I thought it was shit, yep. But, I gave it 3 stars initially. Joseph talked me down. He hated it. So, like,
I'm a bit of a pessimistic.
Yeah. Yeah, you are. So,
that's alright.
And peep the new setup, everybody. You might not like it. It's very bland. All my pop figures are over there now, and over there you can't even see them. This is a blank wall. But Joseph and I are planning for the long-awaited upgrade.
Well, it just gives it away.
Of the movie pod. Yeah, no, I'm not giving it away. I'm teasing it.
It was a surprise.
I'm teasing everybody. There's something big coming to the movie pod soon. Something big. Stay tuned. But this is the new setup for now. Every episode it's probably going to look a little bit different. I'm probably going to have new things around the room. But you can basically see my whole room right now. It's very bland. But we're working on it. Something big coming to the movie pod soon. Get keen. Subscribe. Turn that notification bell on because we're about to step up a level. Step up like 10 levels.
Yep.
Just a matter of time. It's not going to be tomorrow. It's not going to be next week. It's not going to be in 2 weeks. It's not going to be in 3 weeks. Not even going to be in 4 weeks.
Or maybe he is lying and we've already recorded it and an episode comes out tomorrow.
Yeah, you never know. It could be tomorrow.
So
the next chapter of the movie could launch tomorrow. It could launch in 3 months. It could launch in 6. I have the date, and I'm not going to tell you when it is. But anyway, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the movie pod. My name is Isaac, joined by our co-host Joseph, who rabbles on about how Madam Web is going to actually save the world because we're going to get our soldiers to watch them fight in war, and that's going to put them through hardship. But whatever you said.
Yeah, I mean, that works too. That might be a better idea.
Yeah?
Just use it as propaganda and tell them that whoever the bad guys may be, that they made the movie.
Yeah.
And that they should be punished for making the movie.
Yeah.
Boom.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what? Your better was better than I.
You hated it that much.
Jeez, maybe you hated it. Apparently you hated it more. You got a better idea.
I put my review up on socials. Some of you might have already seen it.
Don't put mine up. Mine are a bit controversial.
Yeah. You're a controversial dude. What can I say? I
might change it.
The movie. Okay, how do we get into this? The movie wasn't.
We'll start. We'll do a recap. So this won't be spoiler free. We will have tons of spoilers because it is only a 2-hour movie. Do you have the directors? I think it's CJC Stevenson. I think I saw.
Yeah,
I made that.
The director is C.J. Clarkson. You were close.
It's close.
Now the writer of this movie does not have a good resume. I was looking at it. They've got, and I'll just tell you 2, and that'll be enough. 2 movies that's on their resume for writing. They've wrote Madam Web and they've wrote Morbius. How is that for a resume?
Yep. They also did a in 2018.
Power Rangers. They did
Power Rangers movie.
That's slapping.
Yeah.
Power Rangers slaps.
It's probably their best movie.
Yeah.
But yeah. So they don't have a very good track record when it comes to movies. So
Yeah.
it's a little bit concerning when you look at a resume and there's nothing good on it, and then they're filming a movie for Sony and with a big IP such as Spider-Man, because it still falls under a Spider-Man IP.
It is.
It's still a Spider-Man property.
Yep.
Unfortunately, did it dirty.
It did it dirty. The reviews were terrible going in. We all knew it wasn't going to be great. I will say this right now. I don't think it was as bad as I thought it would be after hearing all the reviews and people completely bashing the movie. I thought it would have been a lot worse than it was. It still was shit. It was poop. But it wasn't that bad. It's got 13% on Rotten Tomatoes. And to put that in
That's generous.
perspective, Morbius is 15%.
That's
a little bit more. Morbius 15%, Madam Web's 13%. I'm tossing up. I don't know if I like Morbius or Madam Web better. I don't know. I want to say Madam Web, but then again, Morbius. Morbius.
I would rather watch Morbius. Morbius had action scenes.
I need to rewatch
Morbius had a
Morbius,
fight
but I'm
scene.
not going to. I need to rewatch Morbius.
We'll do a
I'm not
recap.
Going to,
we'll do a recap.
Madam Web wasn't. It was terrible.
We'll start on the cast. So, the runtime was 1 hour and 54 minutes. There was no post-credit scene.
No post-credits.
But, so, it had Dakota Johnson.
Yep, as our
Sydney
main
Sweeney.
character.
Sydney Sweeney. I always use
bro, she
Sweeney.
was the highlight. As always, love Sydney Sweeney.
She wasn't good in it. She was just the best part of it, according to him. I think Dakota Johnson was. But
yeah.
By no means does this mean that. I don't think there was their fault, because we've seen the caliber of movie that they've been in. Between Euphoria and then Dakota Johnson's done 100 movies. Euphoria and her new one. No. Anybody but you.
Anyone.
So we know that she's a good actress because of that, and the other actresses, I'm not quite sure where they're from. But
Emma Roberts was in it, playing.
Emma Roberts was Peter Parker's mum. We'll get there.
We will get there.
We'll get there
because that.
They didn't do a poor job. I just think the writing was just not there. I think that was the biggest problem with the movie. But we'll start from the start. So, do you want to kick it off? Do you want to kick off the whole intro scene?
So, in 1973 is when the first part of the movie is set. A research team led by Ezekiel Sims and his pregnant Parker, Constance Webb, discover an unidentified species of spider in the jungles of Peru, with rare healing properties. Ezekiel betrays the team and claims the spider for himself before leaving however you say her name, for dead.
Constance.
An indigenous tribe attempts to save Constance using the bite of the spider, but she dies shortly after giving birth to a girl who she names Cassie. Now we get a time jump. Cassie's older, 2003. She lives alone in Queens, New York. Look at that, surprise, where Peter Parker's from, working as a paramedic alongside her co-workers, Benjamin Parker. Oh my god, it's Uncle Ben! Played by the amazing bloody Adam Scott.
Yep.
Anyway, she's working.
Yeah, I feel like he got the worst part of the writing.
Yeah, Uncle Ben.
He got some bad lines.
Yeah. It wasn't great. While she was working, she has to save a driver from a car hanging off a bridge, and if the thing goes off the bridge, they go in the water. Anyway, Cassie falls into the water inside the car and has a near-death experience. Now, this is when the plot hole starts. This was like the big major one. Uncle Ben.
No, the plot holes didn't start. No. We're doing the plot holes after this because there are 4 plot holes that have already started.
Okay. Well, Ben Parker then saves her, jumps in the water, saves her, and it just cuts to her out of the water. She's back alive. Okay. How did she?
We'll get into it. We'll explain it better.
No, better like how,
so basically, Ben Parker outswam a car sinking.
Yeah.
Rip open a door, which underwater you can't open a door underwater because water pressure.
Exactly.
So he would have had to crack a window, and she looked unconscious. She looked like she felt unconscious inside the car before, like it didn't flood or anything. She just because she had a vision. So apparently he cracked a window. He smashed a window underwater whilst the car is still falling, and had enough air to pull her out, swim her all the way back up. Also, there's no way onto land from there, so they also would have just had to wait until somebody get them up. We'll do that one, but the rest we'll wait until the end because there's 21 questions by this point.
Yeah, there's the plot holes is the massive thing in the movie.
Yep.
Great. But as Ben revives her, Cassie soon begins to suffer from what she initially dismisses as deja vu, seeing events that have not yet happened, but slowly realizes that she can see into the future after failing to prevent O'Neill from dying on the job. Whoever O'Neill is. Yeah.
The driver. He was another paramedic driver, and she had a vision that he was going to get into a car wreck. She was like, I want to drive, let me drive. And he's like, no, I gotta go. And then he drives, and then she turns around, and then he gets hit by a car. Or was it a train or a truck?
It was a train.
How do you miss a train? Wait, isn't there stuff to stop trains?
Yeah.
Isn't there stuff to stop, like the barrier? I know there is, I'm just being rhetorical.
Well, I don't know if they have that over there in America. They're pretty dumb over there.
I mean, the budget got cut too much.
Yeah.
They couldn't afford it.
Anyway, that happens, and then what happens?
She goes to the hospital. She needs to take a guy there.
Scrap that. Scrap the plot. Everyone knows the plot of the movie. Let's get into just
all the plot holes. That's how we'll explain the movie.
That's how we will explain the movie because it doesn't really.
So we'll start with the villain.
The villain is non-existent. The villain sucked.
The villain just showed up. He has a power where the longer he holds you, he can absorb a toxin into you. But he just comes some kind of spider person.
yeah. Go figure. He's just a spider.
Go figure.
He's just a crawling spider.
Not a Spider-Man, because he is a man, and they know he's a man because they see him without his mask on. They know he's a man, but he's a spider person. Spider person.
Yeah. Oh God.
The visions that she keeps getting is of these 3 teenagers, which is the ones we mentioned, Sydney Sweeney and the other 2. Sure as I could find their names. She sees them getting attacked by Spider Person, and Spider Person wants to kill them because he has a vision that these girls are gonna kill him, so he has to kill them first. And so, yeah, that's cool. So he sleeps with this NSA person so that and then he can be like, hold her hostage and make her use facial recognition in 2003. And she just kind of goes along with it. Like, I don't know if she gets Stockholm syndrome or something, but she just seems to like the not wanting to do it seems to go away. She seems to like enjoy it 5 minutes later.
Yeah. I'm even scared.
She's not really in distress anymore.
No.
She's like, I'm getting paid for this. But so then he's tracking them down throughout the movie. Then they meet them in a subway. He kills some officers. This is one of my big plot holes because it causes so many others. The Spider-Man kills some cops. The Spider Person kills some cops, and then they think that it's Madam Web, Cassie. Cops do, and then so she steals a taxi. And the guy sees her steal a taxi, right? Which I want to point out because he's a taxi driver. So as a taxi driver, as your job, what do? You call your boss. So this is what would happen in real life. let's just say, for instance, taxi man calls his boss, goes, hey, my taxi car was just stolen. Taxi man goes, okay, let's call the cops. Cops get called. Hey, my taxi guy just got a taxi stolen here. The cops look at it, go, that's like 2 blocks from where 3 cops just got killed. This guy can get a statement, see what she looks like. That taxi now has an APB out. Anytime it moves anywhere. In New York City, by the way, it's getting pulled over. She then is able to drive it to the airport, get on a plane, go to Peru, meet her mum's buddy who's just been waiting there for 30 years for her to show up.
That's a big one.
He just go...
Yeah, like, he's there waiting. He's like, oh, I've been waiting for you. Yeah, okay, cool.
She's a paramedic now. He was there when she was born. She's a paramedic, so she had to go through med school.
Let's pause for a second here. How did she get to Peru? We don't...
Yeah, she's a fugitive. She kept up.
They know her face now.
Like, they would have gotten cameras. Surely there are cameras in the subway, right? I haven't been to that many subways in New York City, but I'm gonna guess that there are.
Yeah. And then when they go to Peru, the old guy, they're in one of the caves, like with the looking at water, some
the water in which she was born in.
Yeah, that's it. Anyway, they're there. And he says to her...
Oh, yeah, I forgot this, yeah.
When I heard this, I cringed. Okay. So we all know the famous Spider-Man quote said by Uncle Ben, Aunt May, and Tom Holland's MCU Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility. Well, Madam Web Writers decided to go in there and make this random old guy say, tell Cassie, when you take on the responsibility, great power will come. What is that bullshit? What is that? When you take on the responsibility, great power will come. I cringed so hard. What was the need? You're not Uncle Ben, you're not Aunt May, don't say that shit. That's not for you to say. Who even are you, dude? Why are you saying it again?
Alright, somebody's got a...
What is that?
Somebody else's trigger.
That's such an iconic line, and they just... Like, sure, in the MCU, in No Way Home, when Aunt May said it to Tom Holland, they changed it a little bit. It was like one word off. This is whole restructured. Like, obviously, it's the multiverse.
Yeah, but it was also... It was a different person. It was Aunt May, so it's going to be slightly different. It's going to be Aunt May styled. But this guy... We didn't even... Did we get a name?
Who is he? He's some old random guy. There was a friend.
He lives in the night.
Cassie, you're not even a Parker.
He's Batman.
Cassie's not even a Parker. Why is Cassie getting told it? When you take on the responsibility, great power will come.
Yep.
Great writing, guys.
No, there's actually a theory that this movie was written by AI. That it was ChatGPT that wrote this movie. There's a theory out there.
Does a way better job.
I mean, yeah. To be fair, that's true. That's actually so true.
AI writing.
This movie's so bad. This movie's so bad that it couldn't be written by AI.
Exactly.
It had to be written by AI from like Windows 7.
Yep.
Oh, that's actually kind of true. That's why it's that's why it's a ploy for the it's a government ploy.
The plot holes is the biggest things. Biggest thing in this movie.
So she then also steals an ambulance, right?
She steals.
Ben Parker's system also has a baby. They don't say his name, but Isaac. I bet you $5 I know what it is.
Right at the end, Ben Parker is with his sister.
Yeah.
Mary Parker.
Mary, and then Richard was on a work thing.
Yeah. So Mary Parker is Peter Parker's mother who died. Uncle Ben, obviously not, mate. Come on. We saw a little baby Peter Parker being born. Now, which one was it? I think it's Andrew.
Does that mean that we can, in 20 years' time, we'll get a, yeah. No, it doesn't.
Does it not? What year is this? He's 16.
No, yeah, 2003. He'd be. No, yeah, you're right.
2003, and it's set. No, does it?
Does that mean that It's set in 2014.
Yeah, no, that means he'd be 9. He'd be 11.
Is it 2014 or is it like?
I mean, it's Madam Web. They don't know what they're doing anyway. There's the amount of potholes.
Yeah, that's true.
It's Andrews, guys.
So anyway, she steals a. Yeah. Andrew was actually 15 in the movie.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, like 13 or something. But so yeah, she steals an ambulance. By the way, she steals an ambulance and just drives around New York for a while. Pretty recklessly, by the way. There's not one cop in sight. Like, I don't know if you guys go on the news look, but New York's a pretty popular place, and I think if
Pretty
somebody were to steal an
popular, yeah.
ambulance and drive it around New York, downtown Queens, and smashing up other cars and bombs, whatever, you'd think that'd be pretty well documented. New York is a very social media place. I get it's 2003, but still pre that bad day in September. So, it's still after that bad day in September. America's not taking no. If anything, it'd be even worse. But then she gets away. Then she uses the radio in the ambulance to call a support chopper, an ambulance, paramedic chopper, paramedic helicopter. Come pick him up. Yeah. Smart idea, good plan, because she sees into the future and she sees that she remembers this place is full of fireworks, so she plans it. Real genius. Don't even have a problem with that. What I do have a problem with, villain gets killed by a Pepsi thing. Pepsi sign, product placement like all hell.
I know, it was Pepsi ad, bro.
Yeah.
It was a Pepsi ad.
Yeah. So yeah, he gets killed by a Pepsi ad or whatever. Kind of forgettable, to be honest. Not a great action scene. But my problem is so the helicopter gets there, right, and is like, you guys need to get higher. It's not safe because there's fireworks going off everywhere, and it's not safe to land. That's fine. But if somebody calls out an ambulance helicopter in the middle of New York, someone else, like, surely a cop gets called in, being like, hey, can you come check this out?
Yeah, or we're just
like,
gonna send
why do you have permission to call in a paramedic chopper? Surely that there needs to be some kind of rerouting. It can't just be, hey, buddy, come down, say hi. Waste all this fuel that costs us so much more to use.
It was terrible.
And yeah, then no police or other paramedics or firemen or any other support. No. Good movie though. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
Good movie. Best movie of the 21st century. Yeah,
what was your thoughts? That is my rant.
That's the plot holes is my biggest thing. Okay, so I posted a review up just earlier, and I gave the writing a 1 out of 5. I gave the directing a 2 out of 5 because that camera work was horrendous.
Oh my god! Don't even get me started.
The camera zoomed.
It went from still cam to shaky cam to shaky zoomed in, and it was like,
I'd like to see.
It just. It wasn't even the right scenes to use it. They were just having a conversation, and it's like zooming in like super aggressively and like shaking around like there's like a bomb going off nearby. You know when you get still cams and like there's slightly shakies and a bomb goes off and the ground shakes. That's what they were doing, but just for zooming in on Dakota Johnson's face.
Inconsistent camera shots really make it's not an experimental film. Why is it so inconsistent? It makes
they had maybe one
was there even a storyboard created for this film? Now, personally, me, I hate storyboards. I hate creating storyboards when I do film at school. I hate it. I hate storyboards, and I think they'll be phased out in the near future. But you kind of still have to. You still need them, especially
at least
if you don't have big brain freaking directors there. Like the guy who directed it, was it a woman or the person who directed it has directed 3 feature films. But now you're creating a high budget thing from Marvel and Sony. Camera work was horrendous. So I give the directing a 2 out of 5. The acting I give a 3 out of 5. Got some sweet.
Sure, I can agree with that.
I got a sweet.
I don't think the acting was bad. I've seen worse.
I got a sweet spot for Sydney Sweeney.
Oh my god! It's because you've watched Euphoria. Have you? I don't have. I haven't. Everyone tells me to.
Through season 1, and I. It's not that I didn't like it. It was too not graphic. The themes are a bit too heavy. Yeah, that's it. Too heavy.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then enjoyment.
I haven't started. I can't be bothered.
Enjoyment, I gave a 3 out of 5. There were moments I didn't feel like see myself, thinking throughout the film. Okay, is it going to end soon? And when I don't think that, that's fair enough. But for me, when I watch a lot of movies, I'm like, okay, is it nearly done? But this, I didn't really think that once. I enjoyed it. It doesn't make sense. Film doesn't make sense. There's so many plot holes. I give it a 2 out of 5 overall. I know you give it what, a
0.5, which technically is closer to 13% Rotten Tomatoes than what yours is.
Mine is
Letterboxd runs off a 5-star ratio, right? So if
mine's 40% Rotten Tomatoes, 2 out of 5 is about 40%. Because 2.5 is 50%.
So a 0.5% would be 10%.
Yeah, 0.5. So 20.
Yeah, it's 10%.
points. Yeah, mine's 40. Yeah.
Yeah.
40%.
No. I thought the needle drops were a needle drop is when people they use copyrighted songs, so they use real songs that they need to pay for. And
that was a banger though.
Yeah, but it doesn't work. That's why they use them, is because people like the songs, and it hides the fact that it makes no sense.
No, that is true.
Like it. Sure, you can. I will ignore the Britney Spears one, but it was also the Toxic, because you can argue that Spider Potion is toxic. Sure, whatever. I don't care. But the rest, it was. They did 4 or 5 in a row at one point. Like the amount of money that they would have had to spend on music in this, in this just purely on getting. That's true, but they're just unnecessary needle drops, and it gives me the ick, because like when a song hits in a movie and it slams, like Thor Ragnarok on the bridge, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely insane. What else is there? I'm sure that if we thought about it, there'd be more.
See You Again, Furious 7.
Sure. But that one was made for it, so it's a bit different. Songs that aren't made for a movie that get played in a movie is a needle drop.
Something in the Way, the Batman 2022.
Yeah.
I love that one. What else is there? There's so many.
There is so many, but just thinking of one. And then one Lego Batman movie, I feel.
Yeah. It's
There's just any kind of trademarked like
licensed
song that they have. Yeah, license. That's the word. Any licensed song that they need to pay for is a needle drop.
Yeah.
And so the amount of money that it would have cost to put this amount of songs in, and it just doesn't work. Like, you need it to work, otherwise it's just forced. And I have a big ick for it, because I really get, like, if a song hits when something big's happening, like Big Hero 6 when Immortal happened, when they did that Fall Out Boy song. I know it was made for it, but it really works with the scene, right?
Yeah.
And so either I understand not every movie you can make a soundtrack to. Sure, I excuse that, but if you're going to pick one, don't just pick it out because this is a popular song. People like the song. We can put this in our trailer. Like, no, the song needs to. It's just, again, it's lazy. This entire movie is lazy, poorly put together.
They cut out a lot, which opens up the big plot holes, because apparently this was I'm sure the truth will come out in the near future. They filmed scenes with Andrew.
You can do it.
From the top. They filmed supposedly they filmed scenes supposedly with Andrew Garfield. Now, and apparently they cut them out because they realized when the movie was actually set, so they go back to the start, refilm the start.
They wrote the movie!
And that's what I mean. See, this is the guy, bro, doesn't have a good track record. And then, so they had to redo the ending. The ending, you can tell is rushed. Ending is rushed. That happens a lot lately in films because studios just want to get the movie out. And, even Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbird and Snakes was a victim of the third quarter of the film being rushed. The only one, I remember Fast X, they had to redo the third quarter, or the
third act.
Third act of the film overnight. Fast X actually wasn't that bad. Like, rewriting it overnight.
Oh my god, Fast X compared to this is...
it's...
like the Mona Lisa.
Yep. Fast X compared to Madam Web is interstellar.
Genuinely.
So...
The Godfather.
Yeah. No, but Madam Web was...
I have one more plot hole that I remembered. So... It's not really a plot hole because it's kind of an easy explanation, but again, they chose not to explain it. So at the start of the movie, she's born in the Peruvian rainforest, surrounded by a bunch of...
How does she end up in
Queens? Shadow people, whatever they are. Like, they're not real humans, they're shadow beings, right? Like, they're like dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they weren't like, that old man, but she's born, and then her mum dies, and now she just gets back to
Queens. How does she end up in Queens? How does she end up in New York?
She just gets back in Queens with, she gets dropped off an adoption center. You can explain that, but who's flying her out there?
Yeah,
feeding her, taking care of her with everything, and then just dropping her off. Like, what? Wouldn't it make more sense for her to I don't know. Wouldn't it make more sense for her to just stay there, train, and then go back at her wanting to go back or something?
They're not very bright to think of that.
No, they're not.
Should be in that writer's room.
Maybe you and I should just start writing more scripts, because if this can get made, then anything can.
Exactly. That is inspiration. If Madam Web can get made, all you young, inspiring filmmakers out there, you can make anything. Madam Web can be made.
Exactly.
Anyone can make anything. That's good. I reckon that's
you just need the right dumb people to back you.
Exactly. That's some wise words to end the episode.
It's all I've got.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else. I'm sorry. I'm just too wise.
Nah. Great job, buddy.
Yep.
That is our Madam Web review. Wasn't great. Josephine did it a lot more than me. Hate's a strong word. 2 out of 5. Leave it at that. I give it.
I don't hate it. I pity it.
You pity it. Yeah. I would rather
pity its
See, I
existence.
can't say I would rather rewatch Madam Web than Morbius, because Morbius, I honestly don't. I can't remember. I know it's shit, but it was like 2 years ago, man. Watched it once. Like.
Yeah, but at least I got a laugh out of that. I laughed in Morbius. He says, like, it's like a gag joke, but it's like a, he says, I'm Venom. And he's like, nah, I'm not.
Oh, well, yeah, it's that. Anyway.
But that's funny.
Thank you guys for listening to our review on Madam Web. It was a fun one. We tried to keep you entertaining throughout a piss-off.
Yeah, well,
movie.
Don't go watch Madam Web, because that won't entertain you.
Yeah, no. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Let us know what you thought of Madam Webs. Let us know down below. Subscribe, like. See you in the next. We'll see you guys in the next episode of the Movie Pod. Yeah, and remember when
That's all, folks.
Remember, when you take on the responsibility, great power will come.